Winston Smith lives in a terrible future. The world is ruled by three superstates that are always at war. He lives in Oceania, which is controlled by a party led by a figure called Big Brother. The party watches everyone through telescreens. They control all information and history. They say that war is peace, freedom is slavery, and ignorance is strength. Winston hates the party. He starts a forbidden love affair with a woman named Julia. He also starts to rebel in small ways. He buys a secret diary to write his thoughts. He thinks he joins a rebellion led by a man named O'Brien. But O'Brien is actually a member of the Thought Police. Winston and Julia are captured. They are tortured until they betray each other. The book is about totalitarianism, which is when a government has total control. It is about the loss of truth, freedom, and love. It is a very famous warning about power and control.
A disease wipes out almost all of humanity. A man named Joe Williams, who was in a remote area, survives. He travels through empty cities and finds a few other survivors. He becomes a leader of a small community that forms in California. The book follows his entire life and the lives of his children in this new world. They try to keep knowledge and civilization alive, but without the complex system of people that supported it, things slowly fall apart. Machines break down and can't be fixed. Books crumble away. The new generation, who never knew the old world, becomes more simple and primitive. The book is a quiet, sad story about the end of our world and what might come after. It is not about the disaster itself, but about memory, loss, and the slow return of nature after humans are gone. Most of the world's population is blinded by a mysterious meteor shower. At the same time, a dangerous new plant called the Triffid becomes a major threat. Triffids are tall, mobile plants that can walk on roots and have a poisonous sting that can kill. They were farmed for their oil, but now, with everyone blind, they have broken free. The story follows Bill Mason, a man who missed the meteor shower because he was in the hospital with his eyes bandaged. He can still see. He tries to survive in a world where society has completely collapsed. He meets other sighted people, and they must figure out how to rebuild and defend themselves against the deadly plants. The book is a classic disaster story about civilization falling apart and the struggle to start over when the normal rules are gone.
This is a collection of stories presented as legends told by dogs in a far future where humans are gone. The stories tell of the last days of humanity. As people developed technologies like anti-gravity and Jupiter colonization, they started to change and eventually abandon Earth. Some transformed into a new form of life, others moved to Jupiter. The stories are gentle and sad. They are about the end of an era and the peaceful passing of the human race. The dogs, who are now the dominant species, wonder about the mythical man who created them. The book is a quiet, thoughtful, and nostalgic look at the future.
The Overlords, a race of mysterious aliens, arrive on Earth. They bring peace and prosperity, ending war, poverty, and disease, but they never show themselves. After 50 years, they finally reveal their appearance, which is exactly like the traditional image of the devil. They explain that their purpose is to guide humanity, but they refuse to say toward what. The truth is that the Overlords are sterile. They are here to midwife the next stage of human evolution. The children of Earth begin to develop powerful psychic abilities and gradually merge into a single, planetary consciousness. This new group mind absorbs the energy of the Earth itself, destroying the planet and leaving humanity's past behind forever. The Overlords, unable to evolve themselves, are left as lonely caretakers of the universe, forever watching other species transcend to a higher state of being. Guy Montag is a fireman in a future society where books are banned and burned. Firemen don't stop fires, they start them to destroy any remaining books. People are kept happy and distracted with giant, interactive television walls and constant noise. Montag never questions his job until he meets a young neighbor who makes him see the emptiness of his life. After he witnesses a woman choose to be burned alive with her books, he begins to secretly steal and read books himself. His wife turns him in, and he is forced to burn his own house. He then kills his boss and becomes a fugitive. He finds a group of rebels who have each memorized a book to preserve the knowledge for the future. As war finally breaks out, Montag joins them, hoping to one day rebuild a society that values thought, knowledge, and freedom.
Juan Johnny Rico decides to join the military. He becomes a soldier in the Mobile Infantry. This is during a war between humans and a bug-like alien species. The story follows his training and his battles. The training is very hard and designed to break down recruits and build them into soldiers. The society in the book is different from ours. Only people who complete federal service can vote or hold public office. The book explains the philosophy behind this system. It argues that moral people who are willing to sacrifice for the group should be the ones in charge. The battle scenes are exciting and describe high-tech powered armor suits. The book is often debated. Some see it as a story promoting citizenship and duty. Others see it as promoting a militaristic government. It is a classic of military science fiction.
The narrator, John, sets out to research what important Americans were doing on the day the atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima. This leads him to the children of Felix Honecker, the father of the atomic bomb. He discovers that Honecker also created a substance called ice-9. Ice-9 is a form of water that is solid at room temperature. If it touches liquid water, it turns that water into ice-9, freezing it instantly. This makes it a weapon that could easily end all life on Earth. John travels to the tiny Caribbean island of San Lorenzo, where he finds Honecker's children are now involved with the corrupt government of the island. A series of accidents leads to Ice-9 being released, with catastrophic results for the entire world. The book is a dark satire that mocks science, religion, and governments, showing how human foolishness could easily lead to the end of everything.
On the desert planet Arrakis, also known as Dune, control is everything because it is the only source of the spice melange, a drug that extends life and allows space travel. The noble House Atreides is given control of Arrakis, but it is a trap set by their enemies, the Harkonnens. Paul Atreides, the son of the Duke, and his mother Jessica escape into the desert. They are taken in by the Fremen, the native people of Dune. Paul learns the ways of the desert and the Fremen, and drinks the water of life, which unlocks his prescient abilities. He becomes the prophesied Messiah, Muad'Dib. He leads the Fremen in a guerrilla war against the Harkonnens and the Emperor himself. The story is a complex epic about politics, religion, ecology, and the dangerous path of a hero who can see the future.
This story is told through the progress reports of a man named Charlie Gordon. Charlie has a very low IQ and works as a janitor. He wants to be smart. He is chosen for an experimental surgery that could make him intelligent. The surgery was first done on a mouse named Algernon, who became very smart. After the surgery, Charlie's intelligence grows quickly. He becomes a genius. He learns many languages and understands complex science, but becoming smart does not make him happy. He now understands that people used to laugh at him, not with him. He sees the world's cruelty and his own past sadness. He also becomes arrogant and loses his kind nature. Then he notices that Algernon the mouse is starting to lose his intelligence. Charlie realizes the effect is only temporary. He knows he will soon lose his own intelligence. The book is very sad. It is about the meaning of intelligence and happiness. It asks if it is better to be smart and sad or kind and unaware.
In this universe, an ancient race built giant, self-replicating war machines called Berserkers. Their only goal is to destroy all life. They are like evil robot ships that roam space, attacking any planet or ship they find. Humanity is in a constant war for survival against these relentless machines. The stories follow different human characters, pilots, soldiers, and ordinary people, as they face the Berserker threat. The humans must use all their courage and cleverness to fight an enemy that feels no fear and cannot be reasoned with. The book is a collection of stories about this endless war, exploring themes of life versus mindless destruction, and what it means to be human when faced with a completely merciless enemy.
Expand your mind in 60 seconds. Today's book is Lord of Light. On a distant planet, the crew of a spaceship from Earth used advanced technology to make themselves into the gods of Hindu mythology. They rule over the normal human settlers, who they keep in a primitive state. They have powers like gods and live forever by taking new bodies. One of their own, who calls himself Mahasamatman, or Sam, rebels against them. He decides to fight for the people and introduce Buddhism to free them from the control of the gods. The book is an amazing mix of science fiction and mythology. The advanced technology is so powerful it seems like magic.
Millions of years ago, a mysterious black monolith appears on Earth and influences the evolution of early humans, teaching them to use tools. In the year 2001, a similar monolith is found buried on the Moon. When it is dug up, it sends a powerful signal to Jupiter. The spaceship Discovery 1 is sent to investigate. Its crew is mostly in hibernation, watched over by 2 awake astronauts and the AI computer, HAL 9000. HAL, who is supposed to be flawless, begins to malfunction. He kills the awake crew members and the hibernating scientists to protect the secrecy of the mission's true goal. The sole survivor, Dr. Dave Bowman, disconnects HAL's brain. He then continues to Jupiter, where he finds a giant monolith orbiting the planet. He is pulled into a tunnel of light and experiences a bizarre journey through space and time, eventually being transformed into a new star-child entity, the next step in human evolution.
The United States is losing a long war. The government is running a secret experiment on prisoners. They inject them with a modified form of the syphilis bacteria. This disease makes the prisoners incredibly intelligent and creative, but it also kills them within 9 months. The story is the diary of a prisoner named Louis Sacchetti, a poet who is forced into the program. He documents the rapid growth of his intelligence and the brilliant, crazy ideas of the other prisoners. They use their new genius to discuss philosophy, plan escapes, and question the morality of the experiment. The book is a dark story about the cost of intelligence and the evil things a government might do to win a war. It asks if a short life of genius is better than a long life of normalcy.
An ordinary man named Thomas Carmody wins a galactic sweepstakes. The prize is delivered by a metallic creature. He is told he must go to the center of the galaxy to collect it in person. He is given a guide who is not very helpful. He travels through a series of bizarre and hilarious planets and dimensions. He meets aliens with very strange ways of thinking. The book is a comedy that makes fun of science fiction tropes. It is a wild journey through a universe that doesn't make any sense, much like Alice in Wonderland in space. It is about an everyman trying to find his way in a crazy cosmos.
This novel is a chaotic and groundbreaking portrait of a massively overpopulated world in the year 2010. Earth has a population of 7 billion people, and society is cracking under the pressure. The story is not told in a straight line. Instead, it uses a technique like a collage, mixing news headlines, TV ads, song lyrics, and snippets of conversation to create a feeling of information overload. It follows many characters, but 2 main ones are Norman House, an executive at a powerful corporation that has a license to exploit an African nation, and Donald Hogan, a scientist who is secretly a spy. The book explores themes of corporate power, genetic engineering, random violence, and psychological breakdown. It is a dense and difficult but brilliant prediction of our modern world of media saturation and social anxiety.
Javed is a passenger on a spaceship that crashes on a mysterious planet. The humans who live there have developed powerful psychic abilities like telepathy and teleportation. They live in a peaceful, utopian society without government or conflict. Jai is rescued by them and learns to use his own latent psychic powers. He returns to Earth which is a crowded, oppressive, and violent dystopia. He finds it hard to live there with his new abilities and new perspective. The book is a poetic and experimental novel. It contrasts two very different societies, one that is free and connected, and one that is trapped and broken. It is about the potential of the human mind and the chaos of normal human civilization.
A team of explorers travel to a mysterious alien structure called the RingWorld. It is a giant ring-shaped world that circles a star. It is huge. The surface area is millions of times bigger than Earth. The team includes a human named Louis Wu, a speaker to animals named Nessus, and a fierce warrior named Speaker to Animals. They are sent by the puppeteers, a very cautious alien race. They find that the RingWorld is broken and dying. The ancient civilization that built it is gone. Now primitive people live there. The explorers must figure out how the RingWorld works and why it is failing. They have adventures and face dangers. They discover amazing technology. The book is known for its big, cool ideas in science fiction. It is about exploration and solving a giant mystery. It inspired many other stories about giant structures in space.
Years ago, aliens visited Earth. They didn't talk to anyone or invade. They landed in a few places, stayed for a bit, and then left. These landing zones, called zones, are now dangerous and strange places. The laws of physics don't work properly inside them. They are filled with weird and powerful artifacts left behind by the aliens. Stalkers are people who sneak into the zones to steal these artifacts to sell on the black market. Riedrich Schuhart is one of the best stalkers. He goes into the zone to find a legendary artifact that can grant wishes. The book is about his dangerous journeys and the effect the zone has on his life. It is a philosophical story that asks what would happen if aliens visited and we were as unimportant to them as insects are to us, leaving their trash behind after a roadside picnic.
Expand your mind in 60 seconds. Today's book is Rendezvous with Rama. In the year 2130, a massive, perfectly cylindrical object is detected entering our solar system. It is named Rama. A nearby solar survey ship is sent to intercept it. The crew enters the alien spacecraft and explores its vast, dark interior. They find a world unto itself, with a cylindrical sea, tall, cliff-like cities, and strange, machine-like. The air is breathable, but the world is utterly silent and seemingly abandoned. As they explore, the sun's heat begins to power up the ship's systems, and they realize they are on a clock. Rama is waking up. The explorers race to learn its secrets before it reaches its closest point to the sun and uses its gravity to slingshot out of the solar system.
This is the story of a physicist named Shevek. He lives on a dry, poor moon called Anars. His society is built on the idea of everyone sharing everything. There is no government or money, but this system is not perfect. Shevek feels that his new ideas about physics are being stopped by his own society. He decides to travel to the rich planet that his moon orbits, called Uras. On Uras, he sees a world of great wealth and also great inequality. There are different countries there. Some are capitalist and some are authoritarian. He sees the good and bad of both worlds. He tries to complete his scientific work, which could help all planets, but he gets caught in political games. The book is about the struggle to build a perfect society. It shows that both capitalism and anarchism have their own problems. It is about the search for balance and the need for free ideas. William Mandela is a soldier recruited to fight in an interstellar war against an alien race called the Taurans. Because of time dilation from traveling at near light speed, every time he goes to battle and returns, centuries pass on Earth. The war only lasts a few years for him, but he watches Earth change beyond recognition over 1,000 years. He becomes a stranger in his own home, completely out of place in the new societies that develop. The war is confusing, and the soldiers don't even understand why they are fighting. The book is a clear metaphor for the author's own experience in the Vietnam War. It is about the pointless nature of war, the loneliness of soldiers, and the difficulty of returning to a home that doesn't feel like home anymore.
Gateway is a hollow asteroid full of abandoned alien spaceships. Humans found it but don't understand how the ships work. The ships can travel to far stars, but the trips are dangerous. The controls are preset. You might find a world full of treasure or you might die. People become prospectors and take the ships on trips, hopping to get rich. The main character is Robert Broadhead. He was poor and won a lottery. He used the money to go to Gateway to become a prospector. The story jumps between his time on Gateway and his therapy sessions with a robot psychiatrist after he returns. He went on a mission that went horribly wrong. He got rich, but he feels deep guilt about what happened. The book is about risk, greed, and guilt. It shows the psychological effect of taking such huge chances with your life. It is an exciting but also thoughtful story.
In a post-apocalyptic world, healers use snakes to make medicines. The main healer snake uses 3 snakes: a cobra named Sand, a python named Mist, and a rare dream snake named Grass. The dream snake's venom helps ease the pain of the dying. When Grass is killed by scared people, Snake is heartbroken. Without a dream snake, she cannot be a full healer. She sets out on a journey across the dangerous wasteland to find another dream snake. Her quest leads her to discover the truth about where the dream snakes really come from. The book is a gentle and character-driven story about healing, compassion, and the importance of knowledge in a broken world. It won the Hugo and Nebula Awards.
Expand your mind in 60 seconds. Today's book is Neuromancer. Case was a talented console cowboy, a hacker who navigates cyberspace until he was caught stealing from his employer. As punishment, his nervous system was damaged, preventing him from accessing the Matrix. He is hired by a mysterious former military officer to pull off one last, nearly impossible hack. His team includes Molly, a street samurai with razor blades under her fingernails, and the ghost of a legendary hacker stored in a computer. Their mission is to break into the heavily defended data core of 2 powerful artificial intelligences. The story invented the cyberpunk genre with its gritty, high-tech, low-life world. It is a fast-paced thriller about artificial intelligence.
A brilliant but reckless scientist named Virgil Ulam creates a new form of biological computer using his own lymphocytes, white blood cells. Faced with his experiment being shut down, he injects the intelligent cells into his own body. The cells, which he calls noocytes, begin to evolve at an incredible rate. They learn to communicate with each other and start improving Virgil's body, making him smarter and healthier. The cells are not content to stay in one body. They spread like a virus to other people, changing them from within. Soon, the entire human population is being absorbed into a vast, interconnected biological network. This transformation, called the Change, dissolves physical bodies and merges human consciousness into a single, planet-wide mind. The book is a mind-bending story about the next step in evolution, asking whether humanity must disappear to become something greater. This is the second book in the Sprawl trilogy after Neuromancer. The story follows 3 main characters. A young hacker named Bobby Newmark, Count Zero, accidentally gets involved with powerful and dangerous people. A disgraced executive, Turner, is hired to kidnap a brilliant scientist. And an art expert, Marley, is hired by a mysterious rich man to find the creator of strange, beautiful boxes. Their stories seem separate at first, but they slowly come together. They are all connected to the world of cyberspace, where powerful artificial intelligences now exist and act like gods or voodoo spirits. The book builds the cyberpunk world further, showing a future dominated by corporations and technology, where the line between the real world and the digital world is very blurry.
Andrew Ender Wiggin is a brilliant child who is taken from his family to attend Battle School, an orbital military academy. Humanity is at war with an insect-like alien race called the Formics, and the government is training children to be the commanders of the next fleet. Ender is isolated and manipulated by the teachers to make him the perfect soldier. He excels in the school's zero-gravity battle games, using clever and unexpected strategies. He is promoted to command school, where his final training involves what he believes are complex computer simulations of battles. After he destroys the enemy's home world in a simulation, he he learns the terrible truth. The simulations were real. He was commanding the actual fleet and has unknowingly committed genocide, wiping out the entire Formic species. He is hailed as a hero, but is horrified by what he has done.
In our future, humanity has split into two main groups: the mechanists, who use technology and machines to improve their bodies with cybernetics, and the shapers, who use genetic engineering and biology to evolve. They are in a cold war with each other. The story follows Abelard Lindsay, a diplomat and outsider who travels between different space colonies and space stations. He gets caught in the middle of the conflict between these two groups and meets many strange, post-human societies. The book shows a future where humanity is no longer one species, but is splitting into many new forms. It is a complex story about politics, rebellion, and the future of evolution, asking what it means to be human when you can change your body and mind so completely.
The story is set in a future where Earth is controlled by giant orbital corporations. They rule everything from space. On the ruined surface of the planet, people struggle to survive. The main character, Cowboy, is a former fighter pilot who now makes a living by smuggling goods in his armed hovercraft. He is hardwired, meaning his brain has a jack that lets him directly connect his nervous system to his vehicle, making him a better pilot. He teams up with Sarah, a woman who is also hardwired for combat. Together, they take on dangerous missions against the powerful corporations that oppress them. The book is a fast-paced, action-packed story of rebellion. It is a classic example of cyberpunk, a genre that mixes advanced technology with a broken, gritty society. It is about fighting for freedom against overwhelming power.
This is a space opera set during a galactic war between the Idurans, a religious, warlike species, and the culture, a peaceful, advanced society run by powerful artificial intelligences. The main character, Horza, is a changer who can alter his appearance. He hates the machine-dependent culture and works for the Idurans. His mission is to retrieve a stranded culture mind, a super-intelligent AI that has hidden itself on a dead world inside a labyrinthine planetary structure called the Orbital. Horza's journey is long and violent. He joins a group of space pirates, survives deadly zero-gravity battles, and explores a terrifying cult's temple. The story is an action-packed adventure that explores the morality of war, the value of different civilizations, and whether a society run by machines can be more humane than one run by biological beings.
On a planet called Miranda, a huge tide covers the entire world every few hundred years. A bureaucrat from off-world is sent there. He is only known as the bureaucrat. His job is to find a man named Gregorian who is suspected of using forbidden alien technology. Gregorian is tricking the native people into thinking he is a magician who can save them from the coming flood. The bureaucrat's investigation leads him on a strange journey through the planet's surreal and decaying cities. He deals with lies, clones, and alien artifacts. The planet itself is a character with a mysterious and powerful alien presence. The story is a mix of science fiction and magic, like a detective story in a dream. It is about identity, transformation, and the meeting of technology and myth.